Right, buddy. Manchester United obviously play Chelsea later on this evening. These are going to be the 5 things to expect ahead of the game. Talking about some quotes from Ruben Amorim, huge boost. Talking about CUNHA and Mason Mount, as well as some other things as well that has been kind of said ahead of the game. So let's get into it now. Listen, the Manchester United team, of course, there has to be changes from the team that started against City last week. I think there's some players who, for me, have to come out because their performances were just not good enough. And I think starting with that one would be... Well, Bayern's performance, I would say, was not good enough. I mean, the goals were just good goals, but I would still take Bayern out. I think Lamont has to start this game. I think it's a huge opportunity for him. It's his first... It'd be his first game at home. It's a big chance, big opportunity to get some minutes under his belt, and he's had time to settle in. He's had a couple of weeks of training. I think going against a Chelsea team, especially at home, would be a good game for him. Now the back three, I'd take out Luke Shaw. I think he had out of the back three probably the worst game, and I'd move Yoro over to the left. I'll bring Mazraoui to the right, and I'll keep De Ligt. You could see Maguire start in the middle, but I'd keep De Ligt in there as well. Again, I think Shaw needs to come out. I think ideally, the way that Ruben Amorim talked about Martinez in the pre-match press conference, you can kind of think when he is when he is back from injury, he will be someone who starts because he's very highly rated. His aggression is something that Amorim talked about a lot. Now going into midfield, at the wing backs, I think it'd be Ahmad right wing back. I think you have to keep Ahmad pushing back. I think the left-hand dynamic didn't work with Ahmad. So you keep him there, and then put him at right wing back, and then left wing back I'd go Patrick Dorgu. Again, it'd be interesting to see if Delo was fit. Delo might have started this game on the left, but I think it will be Dorgu in on that left hand side. Now in midfield, I would go Kobbie Mainoo and Casemiro. I think CUNHA is available to play in the 10, but I just don't want to rush him back. So I'd go Casemiro, Kobbie Mainoo in the 2. I think, again, we haven't seen much of him. I think Kobbie deserves to start based on his cameo against City. I think you put Casemiro in there. Again, Ugarte's performance wasn't that great either. And then as the 10s, I think you go Mbeumo, Bruno. I think they're the two that makes the most sense. Again, you want to see CUNHA there, and I think he can be someone who comes off the bench to have an impact in the game. But I still think you go with Bruno from the start. I think that's something Amorim must do. And through the middle, you go Benjamin Sesko. I think Sesko is someone who Amorim talked about. Again, he's going to take time. He's still a young player. He has all the attributes. I think going up against Chelsea, let's be honest, they have a decent defence. They've record, but I don't like the defence isn't the greatest. I think their overall team is good. I think the defence with Tosin and Chalobah is something you can definitely get at and cause problems against. So yeah, I think that's something that Amorim will look to kind of go with the physical presence of Sesko, get balls into the box and kind of create problems for them. And I think that's something that we need to do in this game, especially Chelsea. If you get at them, there will be tired legs. They played against They played on Wednesday, I think it was. No, it was Wednesday against Bayern. So they will have tired legs, and I think played a pretty strong team. So yeah, expect rotations there. Now number 2, United's threat, I think it comes from Mbeumo. I think he looked dangerous against City. Again, he had a few half chances or a few good chances in which I thought he could have done better. But I think he is a threat for United and has looked very sharp in the few games that he's played. And I think you look at his threat. I think you look at Chelsea. They do play inverted and they are going to pack that midfield. So I think we need to kind of bring. I think having Bruno there, having Kobbie there, having Casemiro, they will help. Obviously, Amorim said on Bruno, like when he used to play in the 10, he would go deeper, and I think that's kind of facilitating him to kind of play him there anyway. Now, in terms of another threat, I think we have to use the wide players, wing backs, Ahmad and Dorgu. Enough times this season, Dorgu's gone to good positions, but his final product hasn't been good enough, and I think we have to utilise that, especially in this game where Chelsea are gonna look to go for it. They know they can beat United. They've had some good games this season where they've done well, so I think they're gonna go for it. But yeah, that's United's threat. Now let's look at Chelsea again. Garnacho returned. It'd be interesting to see. Enzo Maresca said he is ready to start. So again, I think there will be a few challenges going in on him. Again, I think whoever plays on that side, whether that is Mazraoui, which I think he operates better there, Ahmad as well with him, I think they will be able to do a good job against him. Again, Cole Palmer, he's a threat. He's someone who, again, he scored a hat-trick a couple of seasons ago against United. When they beat us 4-3, he scored at home in that same season as well. So he is someone who can definitely cause problems for Manchester United, especially down the sides. They've obviously got Neto, they've got João Pedro, who again is a good player. So yeah, they can definitely cause United problems. I think that's obvious. And I think Chelsea are a team who, again, have done well this season. They were unbeaten in the league, 2 wins, 2 draws. I watched them against Brentford. They conceded that last-minute goal, but they weren't that great. They still got a lot of young players, but I think their midfield is something that they're going to go target. Bringing in Cucurella in there, they got Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez. If they can pack that and use the width, they can cause problems. Now, the fourth thing, we need to see a reaction. And that's not, listen, we've said it so many times this season, we need to see a reaction, we need to see an improvement. I think we have to look at the performance against City, and we need a reaction from it. I think it has to be a consistent improvement. Amram's talked about how they analysed the game against City during the week. They looked at the problems, and I think you could see changes to the team. But ultimately, I think there are problems at this team at the moment, and I think that's something Amorim needs to change. I think whether that's the midfield. But again, I want to see a win. Listen, number 5 prediction now. I think this is one of the most drawn results in Premier League history, I believe. I'm going to go for a 1-1. Listen, I'd love to see United win and get the result and get the 3 points, and hopefully we do. But in terms of what I think is going to happen in this game, I think it will be a tight draw. Look at United coming off that disappointing result against City. You look at Chelsea coming after their disappointing result against Bayern. Now, I think United should win this game. They'd have more energy. They've had more time to prepare for this game. But again, Chelsea have an insane amount of quality. The depth that they have as well is solid. So they can cause problems. As I said, I've gone for a 1-1. I think it will be an interesting game to kind of see how Amorim goes for it. Does he start Cunha? Does he start Mount straight away? I mean, if they don't, they're good options to bring off the bench. You've got Xerxes, you can bring on. So there are options there, and there are chances to make rotation. So yeah, let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts.